Hello guys, Adam here from Switch Indie Fix, and today is June 12th, 2018, and we have just had probably one of the best Nintendo Switch Directs, at least I've ever seen, at least for the last couple of years. It was awesome. I really liked it. The mix of everything for everyone was great. There was a lot of Nintendo first party stuff, a lot of third party stuff, and also some indie stuff. So I'm going to get right into it. This podcast is probably going to be a bit shorter today because I'm just talking about the Nintendo Reacts. Hopefully, I will also have a podcast up at the weekend for you guys as well with the rest of this week's E3 news. There's a lot happening from the other conferences, especially the awesome announcement for Star Killer, I believe it's called, which has Star Fox in it, which was a big surprise at the Ubisoft conference last night. I'm actually sat here recording. I just downloaded Fortnite on my Switch. Logging in, I don't guess it's not going to log me in because I need to put in my Epic account, but it's so awesome that the game is releasing today, right now. But let's talk about that later. There's so much more we need to talk about first. As you can tell, I'm already a bit excited. I guess you guys are too. You're probably sat in your chair thinking, what did we deserve to do to get all this stuff today? But yeah, so today was the Nintendo E3 Direct. It started out pretty cool. I like that there was no slow kind of introduction. Usually they bring one of the guys, one of the Japanese heads over and have like a translated section. Oh, thank you for buying so many Switches, we hope you enjoy everything. It was straight into the games, which I really liked. And the first game they showed was a game called Demon Cross Machinima or Machina, which looks like almost like Gundam, if any of you used to watch the Gundam series back in the day. It looks really cool, very interesting art style, kind of cell shaded with these like sweet looking robots. Almost looks a bit like a hack and slash game. Yeah, it was interesting. I don't think anyone expected them to open it. I think most people expected them to open with either Smash Bros or with Fortnite or vice versa. So yeah, to open up with something that was new and what no one expected was nice. It had a really cool soundtrack to it, a lot of like heavy guitar riffs, got everyone, but at least got me pumped, got me ready for what was to come. Yeah, and I believe the date said 2019, but I can't remember. That one you'll have to fact check me on. But yeah, interesting game. It was good. Then bang, straight into the next video, the new Xenoblade 2 Toma DLC. Again, looks really awesome. I can't believe how quickly they're turning around content for this game, considering it only came out in December. Like every week I seem to be reading something new that's getting added to the game. It's a really great game. A game I really need to get back to. Sorry, my phone's ringing. A game I really need to get back to. Cool story. Really interesting combat mechanic. And it's nice for those people that have already beat the game. I know there's a few people on my friends list that have already have over 200 hours in it. So for them, I'm really happy there's more content. It kind of looks maybe like a story that happens prior to the main quest of the game, because there was a lot of characters in there I didn't recognize apart from the main like villainy guys. So yeah, cool little bit extra content for the game coming out in September this year, which is awesome. Next, we saw Reggie, the hero, the face of Nintendo of America, kind of telling us more about more is kind of overstating what he did. He just told us about Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee, and Pikachu. Kind of the most disappointing part of the conference was that we didn't really get much more information about the games. It was really just regurgitated info that we'd already had from the Pokemon Direct or whatever it was that first showed the games. The only new bit of news was that if you buy the Pokeball controller, it comes with Mew already preloaded inside it, which I think is a little bit of like Nintendo gets a lot of crap for their what are they called? Amino? Is that right? Amino. It doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. That they're locking content behind a paywall, and they're doing it again with this Pokeball, which really annoys me. That they're locking a very exclusive Pokemon behind a price of buying this ball, which kind of sucks a little bit. That was really the only extra information we get. We didn't really get anything more. I'm super excited for the games anyway, coming out November 14th. I think I'm going to be picking up Eevee first, and then for Christmas, hopefully, a family member will buy me Pikachu. But yeah, so let me know which starter you're going to start with, if it's going to be Pikachu or Eevee. Just let me know over in the comments or wherever you're listening to this. Next was Super Mario Party. Probably like the first surprise of the conference. I feel like this wasn't a game many people were talking about before E3. You know, a lot of prediction episodes from other content creators weren't really mentioning a new Mario Party. I guess because there was the 100 game Mario Party that recently came out on the 3DS. So this was a nice surprise. It looks cool. It kind of shows off the patent that Nintendo had a few weeks ago or a few months ago about putting the two Switch screens together and then being able to interact with each other. That looks really awesome. If you have a friend that has a Switch and you want to play, I guess, up to 4-player co-op with them. Really, really interesting. Really excited to see what Nintendo does with that feature in some of its other games. The games look really fun. There was a few that kind of looked like modern versions of older Mario Party games, and then a few new ones. So I guess there's something there for everyone. The game will be out. I guess it's Nintendo's holiday game, kind of, with Pokemon. It'll be out in October 5th. So yeah, it's cool. It wasn't clear though if it has online multiplayer. I really hope it does, because it'd be an awesome game to play with some of you guys over the internet. But hopefully that gets cleared up in the next couple of days. The next one was the eagerly awaited Fire Emblem game. I believe it was called Fire Emblem Three Houses. Again, it wasn't so clear on that. I was kind of like watching the show, typing in Discord, so my attention was in two places at once, so I might have missed the title, but I believe it was called Fire Emblem Three Houses. It will come out spring of next year. Most pundits believed it would be coming out later this year, but no, next year. The trailer actually really sold me. I've never played a Fire Emblem game. I always knew they were kind of games for me, because I love like the kind of real-time strategy games. I love these kind of like historical fantasy stories. But because it was kind of locked on the 3DS, I never ever really got around to playing a Fire Emblem game. So I'm looking forward to picking that up next year. It's cool as well that there only seems to be one version. There was no Fire Emblem 3 Houses and then Fire Emblem 4 Houses like there is with Pokemon, and like there has been with the last couple of Fire Emblem games. So it's cool that there's one experience for everyone. Everyone experiences the same, and you don't have to shell out more money to get the full 2 or 3 games. So yeah, that's definitely a game I'm going to be picking up. Next is Fortnite. As I've already said, it's already preloaded on my Switch. I'm going to see if I can remember what my Epic login is on my Nintendo login, and let's see if I can load it up. I really hope it's easy to link it to my Epic account. So I've been playing Fortnite a little bit on my PS4, and I have a few skins on there, and I have a few from the Twitch Prime. Sorry, I'm typing in my password. From the Twitch Prime subscription, there's a few free skins on there, so it'd be awesome if they would all be linked together easily. Usually with these things, it doesn't work like that. Sign into my Epic account. My email address is my personal one, I think. Let's type that in. At gmail.com. I know this probably isn't the best content, but I just want to show you guys, well, not show you guys, but give you guys my first impression of the game. The only thing, like, this is awesome news. Like, so far it looks good. I'm only on the loading screen and the login screen. And so far it looks really good, although now it's just for us, so that's not a good sign. The only thing that's kind of sad about this is that tomorrow the game, I can't remember the name of it now. There's another Crazy Justice. Crazy Justice is planned to release, and that's like the indie version of Fortnite. And their whole marketing scheme was like, they're gonna be the first. No. They're gonna be the first battle royale on the system, and I think they announced today that they're coming out tomorrow, and then Fortnite still beats them to the punch. That's kind of a little bit sad to see for them. and because they're a small team and they seem to have been putting a lot of work into the game, and they had such an emphasis on this is going to be the first game on the Switch, and yeah, now the biggest battle royale games there. Okay, so it's not playing nice with me. It's not letting me log in right now, but yeah, that will definitely be something I'll be playing later tonight, hopefully. So if you're on your Switch and you're friends with me, yeah, send me an invite and maybe we can play together. But yeah, so that's kind of bad news for them that they release a day after Fortnite comes out. I backed them on Fig because I thought the game looked really interesting, and right now on Fortnite it's saying that there's matchmaking issues. So I guess the servers are probably all crashing right now because of so many people logging on. But yeah, for Crazy Justice, it's not free. I think it's $15 or it's either $30 or $15 right now. I think if you buy it on Fig it's $15, but if you want to buy it on an eShop it's going to be $30. I think it's going to be a hard sell for them now, but I really hope everything's fine and they're successful with the game because it does look really fun. So next after Fortnite was Overcooked 2. This was like the indie section, really cool. If you didn't see it, Reggie was stood, and then on the screen behind him on his TV was like the Nintendo Switch home screen with I think it was like Golf Story, SteamWorld Dig 2, and some like a whole list of indie games on there. So that was really cool. Nice to see Nintendo representing some more. Opening up with Overcooked 2, the first official showing of the game. I actually heard from Greg Miller, if you guys know him from Kinda Funny. He's actually played the game already on his Switch, and his thoughts were, he said that like there's new mechanics so that you can throw your food to your partners. So if you're on a level where it splits, you can actually throw food and like aim where you want to throw it. He said that the levels are much more devious, so they're much more like harder to guess what's going to happen, which I think is cool. Keep you on your toes. But there's a lot more like moving levels. He said the game looks a lot prettier, looks much more AAA. He said compared to the original, he said the original really looks like an indie version. He said this is like a top quality polished game, and he said there is an online and local multiplayer mode, which is awesome. So again, that's another game that we could, a few of us could pick up and we could all play together, which is really, really cool. And the game comes out on the 7th of August, which is quite soon. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Next was Killer Queen Black, which is like an updated game or updated version for the Switch and PC, I believe. It has a new updated versus 4 online and local multiplayer mode. The game looks interesting. I hear it's like an arcade and indie classic, so I'm happy to see it come to the Switch. It didn't really look like a game I'd be that interested in, but I know a lot of people are really into the game, so it's nice to see it come to the Switch. And next, and this was like the biggest announcement for me, is that finally Hollow Knight is coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it is released today, which, if you remember, if you were one of the very few people that listened to the last podcast I made, that was one of my predictions, so I'm happy to get that right. Darth from the Discord community, make sure you chalk that point up for me on our prediction competition. Yeah, awesome. It comes with all the DLC, all the current DLC. It's releasing today. It's not currently on the eShop. I think they said it releases 10 a.m. Pacific time, which would be, I think, about an hour from when I'm recording. I can refresh the eShop now and let me just see. Because Fortnite was on the US eShop, but it wasn't on the European one. So yeah, I guess these games, they all get uploaded at different times and released on different times. But I'm really interested to see how much Hollow Knight is going to be, especially with all its DLC. I'm expecting it to probably be around between $25 to $30, which from all the reviews I've read and videos I've seen, it's definitely worth it. So yeah, that was a big news for me. Next was Octopath Traveler, out 13th of July. I think they already said the date, so that wasn't new. What is new is that there is a free updated demo for people to play, and the demo will be coming June 14th, so 2 days time. So yeah, if you're really excited for Octopath Traveler, which I know a lot of people are, there's a new demo you can play with a lot of new content. Like, I played the first demo for maybe like 30 minutes. Really liked it, but I was like, okay, this is enough. I don't want any more of the game spoiled. But I've heard of people and know people that have played it for like 4 hours and stuff like that, and that's really cool that a demo can last so long and be entertaining for that long. But I just think, okay, you put 4 hours into this demo, you're gonna have to play that 4 hours again. So for me, I'm probably gonna miss it and probably will pick up the game at some point. So yeah, next was a sizzle reel. I didn't get all the games on there. There was a few cool looking ones. The ones I picked out were that Dragon Ball Z Fighters is coming to the Switch. Ark. There seemed to be like two. There was like almost like a Minecraft looking version, and then like the real version, The World Ends With You, and the Minecraft Bedrock update is coming soon as well. So that's really cool. And then after the sizzle reel was the main event, the big announcement. It was the new Smash, which will be called Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It has every single character from the Smash series in it. Some of the big ones that are coming back are Snake, Ice Climbers, Cloud will be staying in it, Bayonetta staying in it. They were ones people I know were worried about leaving. And yeah, Smash isn't really my game. Maybe this will be the first one to get me in it if I buy it. But yeah, it was cool. It was very like hype, as Smash should be, I guess, because it is such like a well known and beloved game. I thought that the presentation went on a bit too long with Smash. Like, it was telling me about new like avoiding moves and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, I don't need to know any of this. I don't need to really know about the stages either. Like, it was cool to see that there's a Legend of Zelda stage from Breath of the Wild. Yeah, so it's interesting. It was good. I think people liked it, but it went on a little bit too long. And yeah, I think they announced a new character, Ridley from the Metroid series, which again I have no reference to. So, but people seemed excited about that, which is cool. And I think and I hope over the next couple of days they start releasing more characters. I'd love to see maybe some Western characters being released, not just Japanese franchises. As I've said before, it's cool that like Microsoft really seem really interested in bringing a character there, and a lot of other smaller developers have kind of made jokes about their characters from their games coming. The best one I saw was from SMG Studios. They're the developers of Death Squared, and they had their little cubes in the game. That was really cool. And Hollow Knight has now popped on my... Whoa, that's awesome. It's popped on the European eShop, and it is €14.99, which seems like a bargain. So yeah, that's another game I'm going to be picking up. There are so many games out now. There's so many awesome free ones, like Fallout Shelter came out with the Bethesda update. There was Pokemon Quest a few weeks ago. Now there's Fortnite. Paladins is out, which I'm pretty sure has a free version, but it's hidden somewhere on the eShop. We've got Mario Tennis Aces coming in a couple of days. I just got Soccer Slammers. I still have West of Loving to beat. I still have Skies of Fury to beat. I still have Wizards of Legend to play through, and hopefully beat Death Road to Canada. This is crazy how many games there are. You can probably tell from the tone of my voice, I'm not really complaining. It's an exciting thing for me that all these awesome games are making it to the Switch. It's making me really happy that I chose to start making content for the Switch, because there is so much to write about, talk about, and so much to play with many of you awesome guys. So I'm going to end the reactions there. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. If you did, please remember to review it, like it, thumb it up. What else could you do? Share it. All the usual stuff, just to get the word out there, spread the word about the Switch Indie Fix podcast. Like I said, let me think. This weekend, I think I have time, so I'll try and do like an E3 roundup podcast. I know it's probably not going to be so much about indie news, but it's going to be cool to talk about Nintendo anyway for this week. And I also am going to talk about some of these games that I've been playing. Hopefully Soccer Slammers, because the World Cup starts on Thursday. Totally hyped for that as well. So this week is a good week in the week of Adam. So yeah, guys, thanks for listening. Make sure you check out switchindiefix.com for my reviews, and I posted an article on Sunday the top 10 indie games I'd love to see come to the Switch this year. Go and look at that. I think I made like a great list. I know I'm kind of hyping myself up. Made a great list. I really like the artwork I did for it, the cover art. And I put some interesting games in there you might not have heard of. So yeah, make sure you head over to check that out. Also, if you like listening to me and want to talk to me, not in person, but over the web, make sure you join our Discord server at switchindiefix.com/Discord. We, like I said, we were talking in there whilst the show was on. We do over E3, we've been all talking together whilst the presentations have been on. That's been really cool. Everyone's kind of like guessing and hyping each other up for what could come next. Some of us have a little bit better internet than others, so we already see something happen, and then the other guys are getting spoiled. So yeah, it's been fun. So thanks to everyone who's in there and has been contributing to the conversation. Also, if you have any questions about E3, specifically Nintendo, but also if you want to talk about Ubisoft, they had a lot of Switch games come into that they announced. Sadly, nothing like too exciting. Start from the Star Killer thing or Star Fox. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments about that, head over to switchindiefix.com/SIF podcast. Let me know what your questions are or what your comments are about the presentations this weekend. And guys, have a great afternoon, day, night, wherever you are. If you see me playing Fortnite, just drop me an invite. I'll definitely join, because I'm not that good and I need better players around me to coach me through a match. But yeah, thanks a lot for listening, guys, and I'll see you around. Thanks.